Good morning, Dave here with Organic Gardening in North Carolina. It is May the 14th. I'm going to do a garden tour for you, so let's get started. It is nice and bright and sunny this morning. Here's one of our blueberry bushes. Blueberries are starting to get blue. Here's my best tomato plant. It's starting to put some blooms out. I've got some other tomato plants planted in there. Ooh, one looks like it's dead, like probably some snails ate it or something. That doesn't look good, does it? I will have to put another one there. There's another little tomato. Here are my radishes. They are about 3 feet tall, and I just planted them in here to break out the ground, to punch some holes in the clay. I'm gonna chop those down and put some wood chips over top of them here in a little bit. There's a little pepper plant I have up here in this spot. Nice kale plant. Here's some daikon radishes that are going to seed. Probably just let them go to seed so I can get some seed. They're not real huge on the bottoms. Let's see, here's some beets, some spinach that's about ready to pull out. Here's a chamomile. It's looking pretty sad too. Here is a red or purple, I forget which it's called, basil. It has a nice flavor, but I'm really growing it just because I think it's such a pretty plant. There's the garlic. It's looking good. Some of those stalks are about 1 inch in diameter, I would say. There's my good King Henry. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 plants growing there. Some more beets in there. This is cellulitis or something like that. It's like a lettuce celery mixture. There's some Swiss chard. Here's a tomato I planted in the top of this little tiny hugelkultur bed. Let's see over there, you can see some red Swiss chard. There's a little sunflower. There's kale going to seed on those other 2 hugelkultur beds. Here's my goji berry bush. Looks like it's starting to put on some new growth already. I planted it down here in this valley so that it would have a lot of moisture. I'm just hoping it's not too moist and damp for it. Here, our blackberries are doing well. They're starting to come in. I've got a lot of greens in this hoop house, which I didn't even cover this year. It's pretty overgrown. Over here is arugula, which is going to seed. Lots of arugula going to seed here. But let's see, I do have some lettuce in here. This looks like some Swiss chard. Lettuce. It's like some carrots over there. This is some kind of a sorrel, which has like a sour, lemony type of taste. This is Michelle's flower garden. with some sunflowers. Dahlias about ready to bloom. Zinnias and alyssum, sort of like a ground cover type thing. Then we also have planted some strawberries down here in front of her flowers, which these are everbearing. So they did bear right when I planted them, and they're starting to put out some more blooms now. Just have a little patch of those. There's some curly, probably red Russian kale starting to go to seed. Back in here is some Brussels sprouts. Now the Brussels sprouts grow along the bottom here. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but they're not really coming out with too many big balls of the Brussels sprouts yet. We'll see what happens. This one looks like it has more coming out right there where the leaf starts is where the Brussels sprout ball will grow. Here's some raspberries. They're starting to turn red. Looks like the raspberries are doing real well. I just put some more wood chips down underneath the raspberry plants here, so that should help them. Here's tons and tons of red Malabar spinach growing, which needs to be thinned, so I usually just pull some up and eat it. Because I did plant 2 plants in the cage where I had them last year. See, those plants are, I guess, about 6 inches tall. Some kind of a volunteer squash. No idea what that is. There's some more sorrel. My comfrey has been going to seed pretty quickly, but I've been eating the seed buds, or just chop and drop the comfrey, or I've been putting it in the plants when I plant them too. There's my best cellulose, or whatever that thing is called. Okay, here's my main tomato plants. That one looks like about 20 inches tall or so. My lettuce is huge and going to seed. There's another tomato plant. That one is I planted one, it just said giant, so I have no idea what that is. This is an oxheart heirloom. There's another one over there. I can't read what it is. Let's see. Isis candy. Might be a candy cherry tomato. These are my broccoli plants that I harvested from. I'm going to let them put out some side shoots, little side florets. My asparagus hasn't put up any shoots to eat this year yet, which is sort of strange. Seems like it should have been putting up some shoots that we can eat. Here is stevia. It's a natural sweetener. A lot sweeter than sugar, I guess, per volume. I just had 2 plants that made it through my greenhouse. Here is some bloody dock, or sheep sorrel. This is a perennial plant. It'll probably take a while to get going good. Here you can see a broccoli plant that I harvested earlier that has the little other florets coming up, which we can harvest at any point. Let's see, here's my fig tree. It's sprouted out about 6 inches tall now. There is some artichokes, are about 3 feet tall already. Some onions going to seed. Horseradish. Horseradish can be like a, what do they call it, where it's sort of like a plant that the bugs are attracted to and you don't really care about it too much. You can see how the leaves are getting eaten up. Some pepper plants. That's a giant pepper. And doesn't look like I did a good job of marking these pepper plants for what they are. Guess I'll have to wait till they have the fruit to figure out what they are. Let's see. I do have some tomatoes in this cage here. I planted some cucumbers in the bottom of this little grow bag thing, and it looks like they're starting to sprout. Here's a grow bag that has a tomato coming out the top of it. So that was in the ground the whole way down, so that thing, I'm expecting it to take off here soon. And I planted some cucumbers in here. I don't know if this is focusing. It's really hard to see because it's so bright and sunny out here. But I do see some cucumbers coming up, and I think I threw a bean in there too. I'll probably cut the bean off when it gets bigger. Oh, look, there's some mushrooms. This is sort of pretty. Here's a carrot, which is huge. It's probably 3 feet tall, going to seed. It was planted a long time ago. My okra plants have been out here for a while. Even though I planted them early, when it was cold, they survived. So we'll see if I get earlier okra this year. I do have cilantro all through the garden too. Some more onions. Our strawberries have done well. I sent my grandson out here to pick them, and he didn't ever bring very many into the house. So I think he got a full belly when he was out here picking them. Here's some potatoes. Another potato plant. Here's some sugar peas. I will eat that one. They're just starting to produce. They're yummy. Sorry about that. Guess you call that drive-by eating. Here's one of my, this is probably my largest Malabar spinach plant. See right here, it's going up, up, all the way up to here. So that's probably over 2 feet tall already. Expecting that to branch out. Probably be able to start picking off of that soon. My clematises are looking real nice this year too. I think they're enjoying the wood chips. I did put some new wood chips down in a large part of the garden. And I did plant some rattlesnake beans. Because I forget, I think someone told me they were their favorite beans. They're like a climbing green bean. But I don't see them sprouting yet. I just planted them this week. Oh, here's some sunflowers. They're about 5 feet tall. Planted them along this fence row. And I'm planning to put some culantro, culantro, down here between the sunflowers because they like to be in a little bit of a shaded spot so they don't bolt so quick. But it's supposed to be like cilantro, but it's not supposed to bolt as quickly, and it's supposed to have a more powerful taste than cilantro. It tastes just like cilantro but stronger. Here's my catnip plant, which I've had out here for a long time. I don't think catnip's supposed to be perennial, but this thing's been out here for years. I guess that is the definition of perennial, isn't it? Alright, well, I guess that's it. At the top of my garden. Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe so you can get my videos as quickly as I put them out. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.